Oh, honey, things just took a dramatic turn on the Judge Mathis front. Judge Greg Mathis has come out swinging, throwing shade at his wife Linda, accusing her of being a straight-up gold digger who's just out for his cash. Can you believe the nerve? One minute, he's all about saving his marriage, and the next, he's airing out their dirty laundry for the world to see. If you thought their love story was all sunshine and a rainbows, think again, because this situation is about to get real ugly. Judge Greg and Linda were that couple everyone envied, a power duo who made it 39 years, which is practically an eternity in Hollywood years. But now, their seemingly perfect life is unraveling and everybody's got something to say. So, what's behind this sudden mess? Has Linda been scheming for Mathis's money all along? Hold on to your seats because this tea is scorching hot and I'm ready to spill all the juicy details. We're talking neglect, accusations, and enough drama to keep you glued to your screen. Buckle up, because the Mathis saga is about to get messy. So, y'all thought Judge Mathis had it all figured out, huh? Well, behind that gavel was a man who couldn't juggle work and loved to save his life. How many hours a week does it take to push your wife to the edge? For Judge Mathis, it was a staggering 70 to 80 hours. That's right. This man was clocking in more hours in the courtroom than he was spending with his own wife. Now, you might be thinking, but he's a successful judge. Surely Linda understood. Well, darling, understanding only stretches so far. After 39 years of marriage, Linda had hit her limit of being second fiddle to Mathis's career. And honestly, who could blame her? Imagine being married to someone who's always on the move and never putting you first.
With news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well. I would say the other man, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife. See how many at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your wife.
The irony? Mathis himself spilled the tea on his neglectful behavior. Here he is doling out advice on relationships, yet can't follow it himself. But hold up, there's more. Mathis was disappearing for weeks on end, leaving Linda alone, and this wasn't just a one-time thing.
You want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You know, you go to work, you go serving the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events, except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying herself with you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose.
This man was constantly jet-setting, confessing to broken promises left and right.
Was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road, doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what, July 17th.
Linda must have felt like she was married to a ghost. Now, let's dive into Linda's side of the story, because it's about to get even spicier. So, here's the scoop. Linda put her whole life on the back burner for Mathis's career. An insider let it slip that their marriage had been on the rocks for a while, but Linda was ready to fight for it. The insider said it straight. Life's too short, and if Judge Mathis wants to be a road warrior, that's on him. But Linda's done with the sacrifice game. She's open to taking him back if he actually slows down and starts valuing her. But here's the kicker. Mathis made her a promise. He said he'd cut back, be home more, and actually spend time with her. Guess what? He didn't stick to it. He kept on with his hectic schedule, leaving Linda feeling more and more left out. It's like he forgot he had a whole wife waiting for him. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't just a recent slip-up. Linda's been dealing with Mathis's workaholic ways for years. So, yeah, this neglect has been a long time coming, and now Linda's had enough. Can you even imagine watching your husband choose his career over you again and again? No wonder Linda finally hit her breaking point. After years of being Judge Mathis's shadow, she's now stepping into the spotlight, and trust me, she's not just making headlines, she's owning them. So here's the real tea. Is Linda's glow up the real deal, or is she just playing for the cameras? And let's be real, could she be eyeing some of Mathis's cash while she's at it? Liz and Linda are done with the old game. Linda's gone from the quiet wife in the background to the star of her own show, and baby, she's looking fabulous while doing it. Word on the street, Linda's got a whole new vibe. She's not just surviving without Mathis, she's out here thriving. So, what's behind Linda's new snatched look? It looks like she's finally putting herself first, and let me tell you, she's looking like a whole snack these days. After 39 years of marriage, can you really blame her for finally standing up for herself? The inside scoop is that Linda's had enough and is done playing the doormat. She's ready to stomp out Mathis's excuses with a new attitude that's got everyone talking. And it's not just about the glow up. Linda's got a whole new swagger to match. She's feeling fabulous, and it's clear she's rediscovered who she is beyond just being Judge Mathis's wife. And honey, she's rocking. But hold up, let's address the big glaring issue here, Linda's divorce filing. When she slapped those papers down, she wasn't playing around. She's asking for spousal support, and of course, Mathis and his camp are calling her a gold digger. But let's get real for a second. After nearly 4 decades of marriage, is it really gold digging to want what you rightfully owed? Think about it. While Mathis was out there playing judge, jury, and executioner, guess who was holding down the fort at home? That's right, Linda. She hit pause on her whole life so Mathis could chase his dreams. And now that she's ready to live her own life, folks want to call her greedy? Oh please, overruled. Now, here's where the tea gets extra hot. Linda ain't just asking for a check and bouncing. Nope, she's out here reclaiming her time and her whole life like a boss. It's like she hit the reset button and is starting fresh. And y'all, she's doing it with mad class and style. Some haters are saying Linda's just doing this for the spotlight, but let's keep it real. Linda's living her best life, and her glow up is no front. Insiders are spilling that this transformation is 100% authentic. She's not just changing her look, she's revamping her whole vibe with that just divorced and loving it energy, and it's infectious. But let's not forget, this isn't just about looking fly. Linda's making major moves, filing for divorce after 39 years. That takes serious courage and guts. And speaking of what's deserved, what's the real tea here? Looks like Judge Mathis might be holding out on us. One minute, he's all about fighting for his marriage, and the next, he's acting like nothing's wrong at all. What's really happening behind those judge robes? Mathis is out here talking a big game about saving his marriage, but his actions are painting a whole different picture. Remember how he was spotted jetting off right after the divorce news broke? It's like he couldn't pack his bags fast enough to escape the mess he made. And let's not forget his little confession. He said, "If you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect." Oh, suspect what, Judge? Is he trying to justify Linda's doubts, or is he just trying to cover his own tracks? Either way, things aren't looking too hot for your boy in the black robe. But hold on to your seats because it gets even spicier. There are whispers swirling about Mathis being stingy with his cash, if you catch my drift. If that's true, it's no wonder Linda's had her fill and then some. And speaking of eyebrow-raising behavior, let's not forget that shady spitting incident from 2019. Allegedly, Mathis got so heated, he spat on a parking valet. Now, I'm not saying it's gospel, but if it's true, it sure gives a whole new twist to the Judge Mathis we see on TV. Spitting is just a whole other level of disrespect, but wait, it gets messier. Rumors are swirling that Mathis might have been stepping out on Linda. He's flat out denying it, of course, but with all this talk of neglect and him being MIA for weeks at a time, you can't help but wonder what's really happening when those cameras aren't around. So what's the real deal here? Is Mathis truly the victim of a gold-digging wife like he's trying to paint it? Or is Linda the real MVP, finally breaking free from this neglectful and maybe even unfaithful judge? The truth is likely somewhere in between, but one thing's crystal clear. This ain't the fairy tale marriage they've been peddling all these years. So that makes two folks caught in a lie. And y'all, it's starting to look like Judge Mathis might need to judge himself because the evidence ain't leaning in his favor. He's out here blabbing about saving his marriage, but his actions are shouting a different story. It's like watching someone try to extinguish a blaze with gasoline, just doesn't add up. Ever wonder how a family can look so flawless on TV, yet crumble behind closed doors? Seems like Judge Mathis isn't the only one who's been putting on a show. So, what's really brewing in the Mathis household? Hold on to your seats because this family's got more secrets than you'd ever believe. That reality show, Mathis Family Matters, more like Mathis Family Fakes It. They've been serving up a whole smorgasbord of lies and deception. Time to dig into the real deal. Remember how flawless they looked on screen, all smiles and high fashion like they walked straight out of a magazine? Well, that was all smoke and mirrors, apparently. Behind those perfect grins and designer thread, there was a storm of drama simmering. Now, let's chat about that Walk of Fame speech. Judge Mathis was out there boasting about how his family was the bedrock of his success. Judge Mathis was out there claiming, "It was really my family that was the foundation of my success, coming up from the streets of Detroit." But y'all, that speech isn't aging well. It's like watching milk go sour right before your eyes. Linda was right there by his side, playing the supportive wife role like she was auditioning for an Oscar. All those sweet nothings she shared about their family life, turns out they were just empty promises. The divorce papers, however, are singing a whole different tune, and it's not a pretty song. On July 17th, when the whole house of cards came tumbling down, Linda filed those papers citing irreconcilable differences. Now, we all know that's just lawyer lingo for "I can't take it anymore." Seems like those differences have been piling up for ages, and Linda finally called it quits. But y'all, the fans are in an uproar. It's like watching a real-life soap opera and everyone's picking sides. Some folks are all about Team Linda, cheering her on as she finally stands up for herself after years of being sidelined. On the flip side, there are those riding hard for Judge Mathis, convinced Linda's just after his cash. The Mathis family might have seemed like a perfect picture on the show, but behind closed doors, it's been falling apart like a stale donut. Now, everyone's buzzing about who's really coming out on top in this divorce mess. Is it Linda breaking free and living her best life? Or is Judge Mathis just trying to save face while holding onto his fortune? Well, y'all know the fans are all over this, dropping comments and saying, "Nah, you really gotta hate that ninja to divorce him after 30 plus years." It's Judge Mathis karma for calling everyone a crack kid. Judge Mathis is getting a divorce after like 40 years. Boy, that's also going to cripple him. And if I was Judge Mathis, I would just let my wife or girlfriend go if she doesn't want to stay, because I'm not keeping a woman who doesn't want to be kept. I don't care about what happens in my life, and I don't care who comes, stays, or goes in or out of my life. But I gotta know what y'all think about this. Do you really believe they're divorcing? Or is this just a PR stunt for a new reality TV gig? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then don't miss out. Check out the next video.